Hi nerdies, it's Dani. Oh my goodness, my entire Word document just crashed. Of course.
Nice.
It's one thing after another.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good, guys.
Woo.
It's Dani. We're back with another episode of Chatting with Nerdies. I'm here with Stories and Sorceries. They're a actual play 5e D&D podcast. And why don't we go around, have y'all introduce yourselves, your character names, like class, race, little tidbit, all that jazz.
I guess
You
I'm
start.
going first then. Yeah.
Alphabetical.
All right. My name is Rob Franks, and in the campaign, I play Alfie Windrunner. He is a half-elf Drake Warden Ranger. We're just a ragtag group who owns a bar, and we just do some jobs here and there, get into some stuff. And a little tidbit about him: he has a brother that he tries his best to take care of. He's also one of the players, and he doesn't necessarily have anything big picture plan. He's just kind of a live life by the day kind of person.
I was real scared for a second that you were going to say live, laugh, love. And I
Oh,
was like,
no. You're not. Unless there's Skeletor pictures in that, I don't want nothing to do with that kind of stuff. Bryn, your turn. I nominate you.
Okay, I play a assassination rogue named Rolo Windrunner, who is the twin of Alfie. So he has no goals either. Literally does, besides taking everything he wants.
That checks out.
If he sees something that's even remotely shiny that he thinks that he could use or be sold, he steals it or attempts to. I don't think I failed yet. So,
operative words.
and he definitely does the opposite of what a normal person would ever do in real life.
Also checks out.
Yeah, 100%.
fair enough.
Flash cut to every time Bryn has said, Rolo's pretty much just me.
No, I said I'm scared. I'm turning into Rolo. That's what I said. So Trent, you're next. Frozen?
He looks frozen. Oh, there he goes.
Indeed.
Oh, everybody's frozen.
My name's Trent Johnson, before to be called Trent. And I play Edward Truffle, who is a bard and College of the Sword. Edward is tries to always be reasonable. He just wants to make people smile, show off his juggling. Just make sure everyone has a good time.
That leaves me. I'm Will Roberts. Call me Will. I'm the DM. So I'll play everybody who needs a voice before they get killed by this guy.
What? I haven't killed anybody. Well, I mean, I've killed people,
Accurate.
but I have.
Accurate.
I was like, oh, he threw you under the bus, and then you went ahead and did that yourself.
No one unwarranted.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So, what's y'all's campaign about right now? Like, what's the kind of main thing that y'all are up to?
I can't wait to hear this answer.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh wait.
so
What?
I mean, I think I know the overlining goal is Alfie and Rolo are actually from the Feywilds, and in the last contract assassination killing that they had, they touched an orb, got teleported to the material plane, and during one of our quests, we found a fraction of that orb. So I kind of, to my understanding, is we're going around doing all these odds and ends quests, but also looking for the other fractions to recombine it and get back to our home.
Oh, I love that.
Will, is that roughly correct? Or
Yeah, sounds like what y'all are doing.
yeah,
As far as we know.
As far as you know, I'll tell you.
I mean, right now my character looks like he's about to go skiing, but
You are in mountains, and it is snowy. So
I have furry boots.
the boots with the fur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of hurt.
All right, and if y'all had to put a percentage to like roleplay versus combat, where would that fall?
like
I would
preference
say-
wise.
I guess preference and like what the campaign has had so far.
I would say we're relatively even. I'd say we.
I'm
in
about to
certain-
say,
Well, in certain episodes, we definitely veer a little more towards roleplay heavy, but Will does make sure to give us plenty of combat to throw in there to keep us on our toes, so to speak.
And they get antsy otherwise.
Well, one of us does.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I say that we are mainly more role play as of recently, except for when I create my own combat.
That's 100% fair.
Yep.
yeah.
Every episode can be a combat episode if you try hard enough.
Like you throw enough.
That's very
One
true.
As far as personal preference, I really love aspects of both. I would not say that I'm more interested in one over the other. I very much enjoy having a good session of just getting down and dirty with like inner workings of player characters and how they work with one another and finding out secrets and doing all that stuff. But on the same hand, I would have zero issues doing something like last week's one shot where there was very minimal role play and all we did was fight things in hell. That was also a very fun time.
Pretty solid.
Listen, sometimes you gotta go to hell, and sometimes things just have to die along the way.
That's it.
And do you guys have like a set like DM for your one shots, or does it kind of like rotate around?
We've been rotating DMs just so my brain doesn't slip out of my ears on a week-to-week basis.
You're not stuck in the forever DM position.
I try my best to not keep him there too long.
And are your one shots like connected together, or are they pretty standalone?
Standalone.
More often
More or
than
less
not,
stand
yeah.
alone.
We had a dungeon, we had a circus, and then we had hell.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing.
No, that was awesome.
The barbarian one shot.
Well, we didn't. I guess we put that in there. I guess that'd be 2 dungeons. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
and
not necessarily.
Oh
sorry.
no, what were you
They're
saying?
not
Go
necessarily.
ahead.
They're not set in the same world or anything like
Mhm.
that. Just to kind of further answer your question.
Okay. That's fun, because I know some people, they're like, oh, you know what, we're gonna have a little like 3-session arc, and then get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Oh
It's
yeah,
never-
we haven't.
It's never a 3-session
I
arc
didn't hear any of that.
that way. And then
Oh
it just
yeah.
But I did set my my one shot up to have a continuation if I wanted to. So
That's fun.
I will say the one shot that we did was based in the world of our home game, the IDM, called the Kellican Campaign. That one shot was based in that world.
Okay. That's cool. How did y'all meet? Like, how did you like get together and we're like, let's start a D&D group. Let's do this.
Well, me and Bryn are cousins, so we've known each other, our whole lives. And Will
Good or bad?
and Will and Trent, they have a mutual friend with me, and that's how I was introduced to the initial group, which we originally had, I believe, 6 or 7 people in. And so that's when I really got into D&D, was when I got introduced to this group through that mutual friend. And so I just stuck with them. We had a big, long-lasting home campaign that eventually fizzled out due to a couple of people having to leave and this and that. And so we just kind of kept with it. Eventually, I got my cousin to come in and play a couple sessions. And over time, we were like, we should just record this and put it on the internet. And finally, we did.
Yeah, that home game got murdered by the true big bad. Scheduling conflicts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how you get got, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
And so how long have you guys been like playing and recording like all together, like with the cast as is?
I don't know.
Great.
Early
Feels
this
like
year.
maybe 3 weeks.
It was not 3 weeks.
No.
Hell, we have double episodes.
Not possible.
Our first episode that we released out into the world was on April 1st. And so we've been recording and posting since then. I've actually been playing with Trent and Will for about 2.5 years, because that's about how long I've been playing D&D. And I don't remember how long you've been here, Brand, like a year?
Roughly, yeah. Over a year now.
Okay.
Okay. And y'all play in person, right?
Y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm from Texas. I say y'all a lot.
We're
in
from Tennessee, so do we.
So what is one of your favorite D&D moments from either campaign, one shot?
Oh, man.
So, in recent
I'll go
memory,
first.
I think when Helm, God of Defense, came down and just laid his hands on Rob, prevented him from ever being hurt again, was pretty great.
Dude,
That's Helm, God of Protection, sir.
Every time that he did his stupid catchphrase, I rolled a miss. Like, it was dumb.
I mean, he's the God of Protection. I don't know what more you thought was going to happen.
Character I missed.
You have a catchphrase, like as a character?
Well, this specific character, we did a one shot with all paladins, and I was the only one that was a pure paladin. So I was looking through the Pantheon, and I was like, I want something that's just like, he is there to do away with evildoers, and he protects the innocent, this and that. One of the first things I saw, Helm, God of Protection. Can't get much better than that. And so I went with him, and I'd originally had a different plan for this voice. He was supposed to sound like a character from a TV show I like. He came out like Yogi Bear, which was just unfortunate.
Sure, from a TV show you like.
Yeah, it was from, I don't know if you've ever watched it, but The Last Kingdom. It's on Netflix. It's like a Viking style show. Well,
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. You go.
Okay.
Thinking.
So, if you don't know the show, the main character, his name is Uhtred, son of Uhtred. And I just always thought that was really funny. So I was like, all right, I'm going with Shepherd, son of Shepherd. And my god is Helm, God of Protection. And so anytime I'd introduce myself, or if somebody was attacking, I'd just be like, no. Helm, God of Protection, is not going to allow you to do this. And then he'd just straight roll a 3.
It was awful.
It was fantastic.
I just want to throw it out there. That was my first time DMing, and these fuckers picked 4 paladins.
We did.
That plus 20
level,
all saves.
At level what? 16 or 17?
16.
16? Yeah,
Yep.
it was...
Listen, we could have been 5 monks. 4 monks.
I'm traumatized.
It can always be worse, cousin.
Worse than plus 25 to all your saves?
Hey, listen. Okay, next time you DM a one shot, we'll all pick the same class, and I'll make all the characters. How about that?
Hey.
You don't want that.
You don't want that, boy.
also didn't tune my bosses right either. So yeah, stuff happens.
Oh. It seems like a really difficult to find that nice space between way too easy combat and you just kill the entire party.
Oh, it's a fine line.
I'm having a hard time balancing that because I'll be like, oh, this guy has a fair AC and a good amount of health. And then they'll go into combat, and this dude's going to be like, okay, I rolled a hit. That's 37. I'm going to roll damage. 98.
Oh!
Have fun.
I remember back in the Dragonbane campaign, our first home game, Will put us up against a adult red dragon, and we two-toned it. And Will was like, well, why? And so...
No, that was before Rob showed up.
I was like,
yeah.
It's wild. Y'all seem like you get up to some shit. Like, in the best way, though. But y'all seem like you get up to some shit.
There are shenanigans.
Yeah,
it's on the weekly agenda.
That's
written on the whiteboard. Get into shit.
That's my character.
From Rolo stealing stuff, from Edward wasting people's memories. We're all about those shenanigans.
And poor Alfie is just trying to keep the team from splitting up.
But they're talking to grass.
Hey man, grass has good stuff to say. You just gotta listen.
Really? Because they called you evil.
No, that's not true.
No, like you said, like you came from that ship that destroys, or that thing that destroys all. Yeah, like
but not him specifically.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's people who cut down trees to make ships that are the evil ones. As far as my favorite memory, I would say a quick knockback back to our original home campaign, Dragon's Bane. I had made a gnome wizard named Smitty, and I don't know, 3 or 4 months in, we go to face, there's either an adult or an ancient black dragon, and this thing turns tail and just runs away. So me and my infant D&D brain, I'm like, well, the only possible reason is because it has like 2 HP left. So if I fly after it, cast a fireball, I'm going to kill it and be the savior. Well, that didn't work because it did not kill it, and it made it angry. And this homebrew dragon just so happened to have a disintegrate spell, and Smitty, he didn't have 40 hit points left, so he got turned to dust. And that was a time. But luckily, my DM was being real cool about it, and I multi-classed into Warlock, and my patron was like, no, I'm not done with you yet. I'm going to turn you into a tree, and you're going to finish doing what you told me you were going to do.
Everybody gets one.
Yep, that's it. That was my one.
But Rob, that black dragon was an ancient green dragon.
Oh, it was green. Yep, I'm sorry. Wrong dragon.
Oh, man. I'd say that my favorite is when I was going to try to assassinate a certain captain.
That's your favorite memory?
At the same time, Alfie was talking to grass.
Yeah. No, it's whenever Rolo has a tendency to, whenever he rolls stealth, he thinks he's actually invisible. And I was like Tom from Tom and Jerry, walking on my fingers in Edward's shadow stealthily, thinking that no one could see me, all the way to the door.
Yeah.
And I think that would have to be my favorite moment, because it's just how you portrayed it when you said it.
I tried.
It wasn't me getting my ass kicked by the captain.
No. I'll give it to Will. He has a way of descriptions that are just encapsulating.
I love the like duality of twins here. One's talking to the grass, and the other one's like, "Yeah, let me go kill this man."
If that's not Alfie and Rolo, I just don't know what is.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of my favorite moments is also from the Dragonbane home game. It's when Bob's character Smitty destroyed
Oh no, she was
destroyed one of the people we were playing with. He had a character named Rasputin, who was a Warforged, and he disintegrated his shield, and then he blamed it on someone else with modified memory.
I did do that. To be fair, he chopped down one of my trees that I explicitly told him in and out of game to please not chop down. Revenge had to be taken.
And this series of events between one chopping a tree, one destroying a shield, created a tear between the two actual players and their characters, all the way up to it hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, no, he held a big grudge on that one.
In game or out of game?
Oh, both.
Every campaign, every one shot, every time we're just chilling in person. Doesn't matter. Grudge.
Yeah. He's still probably upset about it.
He might be.
Yeah, no, he said he's never getting over it.
That's fine.
With an heirloom shield. The last of these people.
It was trash.
I planted that tree with my own two hands.
Actually gave him an AC of like 35.
Oh, y'all told me it was just a normal shield.
It was a non-magical shield.
Yeah.
It was a homebrew shield. It was a tower shield.
Oh, well, he could have got a better tower shield. That was
Get a new one.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself. Get a new one.
Still a new one.
He's a warforged.
So
he'd be doing a lot of clanking when he moves. Not many options for stealth there.
there's certain boots you can get.
See this guy?
It's just talking.
Just always away. Just
Always a way. There's a will, there's a way.
Always.
And there's a will.
always.
So, DM, do you have a favorite like moment from a session?
Oh man, I've just put up so many mental blocks. I've got
You
to.
know which
really...
moment it is.
We know you know.
I don't know.
What nice thing did I try to do recently that didn't work out for me?
You're gonna have to be slightly more specific. You've done that often.
Bryn just had an epiphany.
Yeah, I just had an epiphany that, like, I don't know if that was my favorite moment. I think drugging the whole ship with shrooms might have been it.
That was a good one.
That was a real good one.
Speaking of the ship, they had an NPC who just couldn't catch a break. Homeboy got played into being convincing everybody else that he was crazy, getting his jaw broke, waking up, getting drugged, getting punched in the face. Just a non-stop pain train.
Oh, that is
I got
rough.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. He thought it was seasoned spice. He was
Yeah.
wrong. It was shrooms.
I'm talking about the owl bear, by the way, Will.
Oh,
Right,
yeah, that was pretty
that was pretty great.
I also have created chloroform in this reality, so
You have chloroform?
I created
No,
it.
he invented it.
I call Rolo form, and it's my go-to.
That is scary. That is dangerous.
It's
I used
terrifying.
it on Edward. He tried to run away.
Oh, so that's the instance you're gonna go to, not the one where you drugged that guy into the back
I
alley.
was.
Stole his
How
pants.
many people do you guys drug in this campaign?
Let me be clear. Rolo's the one that does the drugging.
I'm a poisoner. It's what I do.
It's less what's with this campaign and more of just What's with this guy?
You know,
Those poor NPCs.
I know.
Because it's just factual, Bryn.
wait, wasn't it that guy I got the shrooms from? Yeah, it was in his pouch. Yeah.
So I need to know, what is this with this owl bear?
Oh. Rolo
What?
wanted a combat. And his brother, being just so giving, said, all right, I'm going to find you a monster to fight. Can't be no innocent animal. Has to be some kind of monster. So I let him roll survival, try to find some tracks. He found some owlbear tracks. Tracked it back to the den, pissed it off, tried to get away. It was faster than him.
He forgot he could tree stride.
Much faster.
He also forgot he could tree stride. And then he
did
got
forget that.
ragdolled like some kind of sock puppet against a dog, just
Like
annihilated.
Avengers 1, Loki, and Hulk. That was
Yeah,
that was it.
Oh, that is hilarious, but also rough.
He lived.
Oh yeah, it was bad. I think I walked away with that with 12 HP left.
Yeah, it took us a minute to get there. So,
Yeah.
because he didn't tell anybody what he was doing. He just went off in the woods and then got his ass beat by an owlbear.
So y'all had to
Look,
save him from
hindsight-
the owlbear, or did you just like find his limp body just
Oh,
on
no,
the ground?
He called out for help like a certain story I remember telling earlier in the campaign.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good story too.
Sure. You can
It,
say
it
so.
was great. It was 100% people.
Oh, so do y'all have a party name?
Come on, say it.
So,
The
the
Faded
Faded-
4.
The
Okay.
Faded Four.
We do
Well,
realize
that's
there's
an
only 3 of us.
alliteration.
Yes, that's why I wanted to go with it. I'm a huge fan of alliteration.
Well, you also have Sheila.
But there might be 4 sooner or later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Spoilers.
No, we still gotta find them, and we suck at finding things.
You have the DM, so I mean, it's God. You know, you have your little God pop in.
That's what
Makes it
I
4.
said. And he said, every time I ask, hey, are we gonna find JD's character? He's like, I don't know. It's up to you. I'm just like, okay, we're never gonna find him. It's not gonna
Listen, I
happen.
can't make it easy.
So was he just sitting on the sidelines,
Hey,
like
we're gonna
waiting to
find
be
it.
called in? Like,
Yeah,
now's your moment.
he's in the room like every time, just sitting there waiting.
On standby.
Yeah, just put me in, coach. Put me in.
And like the last episode, Will was just like, all right, you see this mysterious figure coming up. And I'm like, oh my God, is it JD? It's a Yeti. I'm like, what? And then 5 minutes later, giant, like, what was it, 8 foot tall figure. I was like, how tall is him? Oh, it was like 12, wasn't it?
It's like 15.
15. I was
20.
like, how tall is a bugbear? And I was like, oh, it's JD. It has to be. He's like, it's a giant. I'm like, okay. We're never going to find this guy. It's like, where's Waldo? That you just never find.
Pretty much.
Close the book, give up. JD can go home.
Just close it all down. We're done.
That's a wrap, boys.
Yeah, that's it.
When we actually do get a chance to find him, we just pass him. He never gets introduced.
He's gonna get ready. He's like, this is my time. That's me in the background.
And y'all are just walking the different direction.
I can tell you right now, I will probably not catch that.
It's almost like specifically describing pirates.
They weren't pirate. All you said was they look poor. Like,
That's not exactly what I
they're
said.
in rags. They're wearing bags for pants.
That's pretty piratey.
Like, I mean, you didn't even know they were pirates.
I never claimed to.
Yeah, I didn't either. I said, but Will looked at me stupid. He's like, you couldn't tell they were pirates from the beginning? No,
I mean, at that point, everybody else had caught on.
no.
No.
My first name just happens to be Captain.
Yeah.
That is a level of obvious that it would have to be for me to catch on to something like that.
He had a
Gotta
rat.
throw in like a peg leg.
You're on
Yeah.
Of course there's
the
rats.
shipboat can have rats.
Yeah.
How many of them are pet rats?
I mean, I wouldn't say pirate from that if he had a pet parrot.
Oh, so it has to be a parrot.
That's what I like symbolize a pirate with. Yeah.
He's got a point.
It was fair.
So every time I need to like reference some kind of cultural big bad, I'm gonna just pull it straight out of the picture book.
Thank you. This is my reference point.
Oh, I love that. Do you guys have any favorite or like most hated NPCs?
Anders.
I knew it was coming.
So quick too.
Okay, so quick backstory on Anders. Anders is basically our handler. He has been sent by the king to like take care of our bar and kind of watch over, make sure we're not doing anything too ridiculous while we do different odd end jobs for the kingdom. I don't know why, and I don't even know that he knows why, but since day one, Bryn and Rolo have hated Anders to his very soul, and I just don't know.
Anders done nothing wrong.
Anders does everything wrong. Don't even try.
Never mind.
Don't even. We've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah, it's useless. But my favorite NPC, up to a point, was actually Captain Cobalt. But due to unfortunate circumstances, I can never make friends with him again. So I don't really know the answer to that now. Oh, yes, I do.
Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle. Kyle is a guy that we did a job with in like the first couple of sessions, and I actually got to watch him in full combat a couple sessions ago, and Kyle impressed me. I really like Kyle. I liked Kyle's attitude. Now I like Kyle's ability to assist us, and so he's just a good guy.
One of the only NPCs I've like really been nice to.
That's true.
You say that like that's only NPCs.
Oh, I like Salisam too.
God damn it. I have an NPC that I absolutely despise.
Is it Anders?
No. Quentin here has DM'd a one-shot or session for me and Rob when we were low on players. The character just straight fucking died, possibly because of Rob's shortcomings. But that's he took my lifeless body to try to get it revived, and the person who did this resurrection is just so convinced that because they may or may not be underneath a moderate curse, that anytime they need to revive somebody, they need to firstly try to murder the person with that request, traumatize them, and then make it extraordinarily difficult for this individual to acquire these services. When in hindsight, all this person has to do is like perform this ritual in a locked room. Literally all they have to do would avoid all issues. Nah.
He had to
Or like find another cleric with remove curse.
Maybe. I could go well.
You can bring the dead back to life. Okay, go find the person who cursed you, kill their ass.
You were dead, you couldn't say that.
He should have.
Yeah,
I just pointed to Rob.
It's all my fault, Will. I know.
I wanted to go streaking up a mountain.
Wanted to get that team side roll.
y'all are a riot.
Oh yeah, I have to edit out a lot of tangents during my editing process. Our episodes would be like 6 hours, if not.
I feel like most of it's me.
I take full responsibility. Whatever weird off-track source starts the tangents, Brent can have those. But the tangents themselves, I'm taking full responsibility there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Trent, it's your turn. Which NPC have I made that you absolutely just want to wipe from the face of this planet?
Or you love.
Possible.
No one loves NPC.
NPC that I really like, believe it or not, Zaid from the Dragonbane.
That's a good one.
Zaid is the Archmage of the Kingdom, and he's located in the city of Troll. And he, for us as the group, we didn't get off to the best start with him. But after that, he was always there for us, wherever we needed. Even if it's like the most ridiculous thing, he always tried to help.
He was like our group dad that would just look really disappointed when we came to him with a problem and just be like, and then go fix it for us.
That's how I feel like Will looks at me when I start talking.
I wasn't going to say it.
What you're thinking?
I see you have an issue there. Well, you guys are kind of dumb to be in this situation. But I guess I can use my last wish to help you guys out from this genie I have.
Yep.
I wouldn't have used it on that.
Like, I can't think of any other person or NPC who would ever do something like that. So, and the NPC that I hate of all is, or at least everyone hates, Salsa Sam.
I knew it was going to be Salasam.
Dude, I don't know why you hate Salasam.
I don't know why you hate everyone else.
Everyone else. I just hate Cobalt and Andrew. And starting to feel like that shady guy.
But everything would have been okay if Salsazam would have let everyone juggle, but he did not.
You're trying to juggle in his shop.
Swords.
Yes,
Sword! He has breakables.
Yes, and because he did not let him juggle, he clearly was threatened by Edward's skills to outshine him.
Was more threatened that you're gonna break his shit.
No, I'm really good at
He
the
didn't
balls.
believe in his skills well enough to believe
Yeah.
that he wouldn't break it.
Edward's a master juggler.
Oh really? 'Cause I remember a ball falling off a boat.
That was actually my fault.
Your brother threw it off.
I was high in the crow's nest. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was drugged at the time, and I freaked out a little.
Mind you.
Yeah, it's
You
fine.
weren't drugged. You were under the influence.
You were medicated.
There you go.
Mushrooms.
Voluntarily medicated?
Yes. Yeah, that was pure volume.
Okay, so
Well, if
we found it. We found the shrooms because of Rolo, and Alfie wasn't 100% sure what they were. And I was like, well, this looks like you could smoke it out of a pipe. Let's try it. And yeah, the rest of the day wasn't so great for Alfie.
Yeah. We also called ghost pirates after we just got through getting attacked by ghost pirates.
Well, hallucinations are a hell of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
That is in the making.
There we go.
No.
Is there like a list that you're trying to like a bucket list?
Yes,
Of
exactly.
I don't think we should let that happen.
What, you don't want to witness a drug deal?
No, I don't want to
Assassination rogue.
It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
Like 100%. But I'm not one of those assassination rogues or one of those rogues that have like a tragic backstory. I just was born and raised to kill people, so that was my job, and I just learned to steal things. So drugs are kind of just
Bryn,
recreational, huh?
your character would have to have a backstory for it to be tragic.
Got him. He did the old my backstory is the same as my brother, except I like shiny stuff.
I added like 3 other sentences, okay? Like, it's fine.
So, is there any characters that you guys have like made and you're excited to play, or like wish you've chosen over like another one?
I wouldn't say that. Like, I have several that I'm excited to play. Will and I are working on building a subclass for like a puppeteer. That's like a warlock subclass, or is it going to be wizard subclass?
I think warlock better.
Well, I've seen one that's a wizard, but so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But like most of the characters that I make, I'm like, ooh, I really want to play this. I usually just throw them into one shots at the end of the month. So, and then by the time I get around to Rolo getting himself killed, it'll be enough time past that I can use one from the one shot in the campaign.
I love how he says that like it's just an inevitability.
It definitely is. I can see the twinkle in Will's eye.
I've got my finger on like 7 different booby traps at all times.
And my investigation is a +1.
Yeah.
So, screwed.
I definitely have some characters that I've played in home games, whether they be campaigns or one-shots, that I really did love. And I would like to bring them back into maybe either a one-shot or a future campaign. But I also have about 15 characters that have never seen the light of day and are just sitting in my D&D Beyond just waiting their turn. So
I feel that.
Trenton,
I'm pretty much the same way. Like every character I've ever played as, even if it's the most dumb character ever, I still love them because I made them. You gotta love what you make.
fair enough.
And I can't say I've ever regretted ever playing a certain character or class. But I will say the thing that I've regretted the most while making a character is my choice of not multi-classing. Because I've always tried to keep, just one class and do that, but I've never really delved into multi-class all that much. And I feel like that's a shame.
We're only level 12, Trent. There's still time.
There's still time.
It takes forever to get levels.
Well, shut up.
We try every week. It works.
Session 50. You get 1 level.
That's the kind of pacing I'm after.
That's it.
It'll be a whole decade before we get to 20.
Okay, so if y'all's party got a free wish spell right now, what would they do with it?
Well, we would
When
not let Rolo have it.
Wait, is it just one spell, or is it one person in the party each gets a spell?
No, it's one spell for the whole party. I'll have to decide something.
I would steal it and then run away and wish for something.
That checks out.
Me and Alfie would attempt to knock him out, and then we would decide on who would be the wish.
Hell of a twist.
Rolo dodge is also a hell of a reaction.
I would like to hope that we would use it for something good, or at the very least, use it to help ourselves maybe accomplish some more things we would like to accomplish, and not use it for something terribly destructive.
I don't see that ever happening.
Anders gets smited.
Yeah, that's the problem here. That's exactly what I thought you'd say, is you're going to hurt Anders with it, and then we have no one to run our bar.
I mean, I would have an idea for the wish, that we wish Captain Cobalt not hate us anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a good...
No!
Why don't you wish Rolo is actually a chaotic good character?
I also love how nobody said go home, even though you're like, yeah, I think that's the plot of our campaign.
I changed chaotic neutral. Okay? That's what I actually put, not chaotic good. I'm not chaotic evil.
Debatable.
Hold back to the Feywild thing is more like, hey, if it happens, awesome. But we're just here having fun, and we're going to see what happens.
Fair enough.
Wish JD into the party.
Yeah. That'd be a little metagamey, but
Also,
Wishful level.
so many other things.
Enlighten me.
Mega legs for temporary.
God damn it.
So Rolo bought a mini horse, and he's like 6'1", rides this little tiny horse everywhere. I'm trying to get the most muscular, like, gym bro legs on this little horse, so I don't have to give him away.
You can give it to a child, make that child happy.
I have to ride her like a crotch rocket, otherwise my feet would hit the ground.
How does she support your weight?
She
With much effort.
I love me walking. Well, my other horse is traumatized, so I can't really ride him. Not by my fault. It's by me. He got hit by cannonballs.
But it was indeed your fault.
I didn't shoot the cannons.
You had to be nice to people that had the cannon.
It was a ghost ship.
Oh, you talking about
Can
that
I-
time.
Can I say real quick?
No, that was my ankle that got hit, bro.
Every single question she has asked us so far has just been nothing but us just going off on a ridiculous thing that we've done.
I need to circle back. The horse was traumatized because it was hit with cannonballs.
It was on a ship, and the ship was hit with cannons. It was in a terrible ship cannon explosion accident.
Okay.
The second time it got hit was after I tried to kill the captain, and he just opened fire and hit. He didn't hit the horse, did he? No, he didn't hit the horse.
It hit you.
No, he hit close to us. The horse knocked me off. I still had a fly spell going, and my poor right ankle has been ripped to shreds at least 17 times now.
It's bad.
My ankle's weird.
See, that's why they make new stirrups nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he came back. Barely.
Came back.
He came back.
Sometimes.
So do you just have him lodged up somewhere, or does he follow you around?
He's at our keep at the moment.
Okay.
He barely made it there. I honestly thought he'd be better off without me. So after the cannonballs went, I stopped firing. I didn't go back and find him, so I was like, he'll be fine. And then he just showed back up at our keep. So I was like, oh.
I believe a courthouse would rule that as abandonment.
I mean, probably, but
Does he feel abandoned?
Yes.
Probably.
is he gonna get modified memory? Probably.
You gonna learn it?
No, I'm gonna ask Trent since we're buddies now.
Are you gonna like remove the trauma from your horse?
Otherwise,
That's the plan.
You could use the wish spell for that.
I mean, I could, but actually making myself go invisible when I roll stealth sounds so much better. Get away with so many things.
Oh my gosh. This is a DM question.
I'm scared.
Was there anything that like inspired your campaign? Like where'd you get the idea that like, this is it. This is gonna be the world, the plot, all that sweet jazz.
I would super like to be able to just say, oh, it's all original. It's just my brainchild. That'd be inspiration. In my experience, comes subconsciously a lot of the time. Like, I'll definitely pull pieces from animes that I've watched, or books that I've read, or games that I've played. For example, Hunter x Hunter. The known world is in a big-ass lake, and that may or may not be relatable.
Or dump. What?
What? I didn't say
That's
anything.
news. That's news to me.
Write it down, hurry.
Where's my notes?
Bad.
Hey, that's metagaming.
Yeah, I bet a game all the time. I just put IDK next to it. I don't know.
It's a secret tool we're gonna use later.
But it's hard for me to just like pin down where certain things have been drawn with parallels between an outside source and just something that I've wanted to do. There's a desert country that borders the main country that they stay in most of the time, and I've had that in the back of my head for like 3 years, and then every time I'm DMing a campaign, it's just like, hey, you're here, and then they just never leave, or they're here and this exists and they just fucking go to a different plane. Like,
Wait, so is that
what?
that desert area? Is that in this campaign?
Yeah, it's the
Is there a
country to the
rent-a-camp?
south.
Yeah, I want a camel now.
Oh no, go!
So you can traumatize it just like your horse?
I mean, I didn't
Yes.
traumatize the horse.
Incorrect.
I didn't.
Cause of the cannon.
No, I wasn't. Ship.
I feel like you were also the cause of those cannons.
They boarded before I did. I just happened to go into the cactus quarters first. Try to steal things before anybody else could loot it. But yeah, I mean, that was rogue.
Should have been watching your horse.
I mean, I was. He was on the other ship. Like, he was like,
This could be a crazy idea. Sticking with the party tends to work rather well sometimes.
But what's the fun in that, Wob?
I guess there is none.
party 40 plus stealth, so I just go with myself.
Incorrect.
Wait, can you wait? No,
Alfie.
he can't roll that high of stealth.
Yes, he can.
Do you not remember
Pass-
the crunk against the wall situation?
I mean,
No?
Okay, look.
I
Edward
remember
has
it.
a D10 inspiration die. Alfie's modifier to stealth is +8.
8. Mm-hmm.
8. Okay, so
Yes.
a natural 20, pass without a trace. That right there is 38. And then
Hide
a
in plain
10.
sight.
Okay, so let me change. Let me change it. If the stars align and you roll all perfect rolls,
30 plus is still fairly conservative.
it's not Rolo level though.
Don't
I'm not
forget
a rogue.
Edwards. Oh,
I think Edward got over 32.
He did one time and it amazed the fuck out of me.
I think it was I want to say it was like 40.
No, I don't think you ever hit 40.
Well,
I
he's
think
a
it was like
bard.
34.
He's a bard. Could have happened. Never doubt what a bard can do.
I
Banning
mean,
them from my next campaign.
every time I doubt it, my memory changed, so it doesn't matter.
The number of times Montgomery has been used on an enemy versus the number of times it's been used on a party member is fantastic.
It's never been used on an enemy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Oh. Has there ever been a moment where you're like, yes, I have this plot point coming up, I'm excited, and then your players just, like, do something far out of left field, you're like, fuck.
Every day. There's no other answer, just every day.
We do try.
Oh, bye, Trent.
We lost Trent.
Oh, it says he's offline.
It may have crashed out on him.
But,
There he goes.
I gave them this super obvious, there's a whole ass missing village. It was pretty much the most obvious out of all of these bounties. And they literally went to it last. So that one, I guess that happens.
You said sea voyage for one of them. We're gonna do that.
You also said free magical items for that sea
Yeah,
voyage.
that too. And all I got was a Girl Scout sash.
On
So-
you? That is on you!
You made it.
Be more specific next time?
I was
Maybe
really
you'll get something more
specific.
specific.
What badges?
You could have said, like, man, it'd be really cool to go invisible. Maybe you'd have gotten a ring of invisibility.
Next time, that's what I'll do.
Now you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
I still just
G.I.
realized
Joe.
those socks out of my pocket.
Yep.
They've been in the whole time.
You know what the other half of the battle is?
Not letting me
Extreme
be in it.
violence.
Extreme violence.
I got that down.
Yeah. It's too bad you don't know. You don't have the knowing part.
Whoa.
I mean, that's what you got a twin for, right?
Yes, I'm definitely. What was that? Oh, okay.
What were you saying, Rob?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, Alfie definitely does his best to try to keep Rolo from minimizing the collateral damage and guide him
Failing.
at least in a semblance of the right direction.
That's either a lie or a failure,
Well-
and I can't tell which.
To be fair,
It's most certainly a failure.
got really close to getting Rolla to apologize last session.
That was actually really big.
I didn't apologize, but I got close.
I know. But you almost mouthed the words, so like baby steps, you know?
Well, I was gonna be like, I apologize, but then I was like, I'm apologetic, and then I flew away. So it's close.
That's pretty close.
It's close.
One day. One day.
Saying that I can apologize, but I'm not going to. And then, to be fair, they shot me first, so
Stay out of people's shit.
I
I was.
yeah.
No, that was a miscommunication between me and you because I wasn't looking up their freaking like cloaks and shit. I was just looking around to see if I saw any cult symbols. Like, if you see like a group of people all wearing the same robes, the same cloaks, wouldn't you think they were in a cult?
No!
Yes.
Yeah.
No! Don't encourage him!
Yeah. I mean, like, cults and cloaks kinda.
Color coordination, hoods, you know?
The only one.
You should be.
Rob even had it. He had it written in his notes, and I was just like, "Oh, that's right. That could be a cult." And then I thought about it.
That's what I said. Possibly a cult.
You say possibly? All I saw was cult! Exclamation point.
I don't know if I would act on it, but I would think it's a cult.
All I did was just look around them to see if there was any cult symbols, and this guy thought that I was like lifting up their cloaks and looking like invading their complete.
I'm
space.
the big bad DM. Listen, it's always my fault
Whatever. Everybody says it's my fault.
because it factually is.
80.
He did say I make an investigation check, and that generally means using your hands,
Okay.
you know?
No, I did not say that. I said I want to look, and he said perception or investigation. And I was going to go for perception, but then he was just like, no, this would be an investigation. So I didn't even get a choice in the matter.
That's what I should do more often, not give you a choice.
Yeah. And that does not go well with anybody. You get a traumatized horse.
I feel like it would go worse for you, and that's how lessons are learned.
I'm just going to take all my DM frustrations out on Anders.
Poor Anders.
Every bit of it. Yeah. Shady guy first, then Anders.
Shady guy first, and
I
then Anders.
don't like Shady guy, man. He has weapons. He doesn't have weapons. What does he have?
Is there any like tips you guys would recommend to people trying to get into D&D or trying to get into DMing even?
You want to take the DM one first?
Yeah. If I were to tell somebody, like, give them pointers on how to start DMing, one thing I would prepare them: your players will never do what you expect. That's just a written rule, and it's pretty much the only one. Your players will never do what you expect. Everything else can be chalked up to, hey, sometimes you got to roll with it, and don't stress about it.
Pretty solid advice. As far as just getting people into D&D,
Deal with problematic people.
What was the first part of that? I didn't catch it.
Don't
I
be
didn't
afraid to deal with problematic people.
But as far as bringing somebody into D&D, my initial journey with that is probably what I would kind of tell them, because like I said, I didn't start playing D&D until about 2.5 years ago, and I kick myself all the time for not starting this years and years earlier. And I didn't because I just saw, hey, look, D&D, there's a whole lot of math, a whole lot of rules for certain rules, rules for other rules. That seems like a lot, and I just don't know that I can do it. And then a friend of mine finally convinced me to do it, and I haven't turned back since. So I would just say to people, if you have the inclination to want to try it, just try it. Find you a group, find you some friends, get them together, just throw something together, and you're going to have fun. That's just all there is to that.
You can always go with my philosophy. There are no rules.
I guess you can.
I mean, so like the only thing that I would really give a like that I would tell somebody would be, don't be afraid to be silly. Like, don't be afraid like oh, I'm going to get embarrassed by doing something that I think is stupid, because a lot of good moments come from doing very stupid things.
Could not agree more.
Oh, that would be awful.
It's not that bad. DM another one shot. I'll make a character that's all classes.
You have that scroll to comment? Right for you, buddy.
Don't worry, I'll have at least 3 levels in Wizard. I'll counterspell it.
Fran, is there any advice you would give to a newbie player?
Fear the old blood. Did you hear us, Trenton?
Oh.
I also have a fan base.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, unplug.
Here we go.
So I've had a couple people that said that they really liked Rolo, so now I call them my roly polies, and I love it. It's having fans is good.
This hasn't gotten to his head at all.
No,
Nope.
it's gonna let him think he can justify his actions.
Exactly.
Oh, by every action. I do it for the ratings. It's fun.
Oh my goodness. It's like, oh, I must have already listened to this episode. He's poisoning someone. No, this is a new poison.
It's a whole new kind of poisoning.
May 3. One, I couldn't think of a name, so I just called it the hurt flower poison. Then I have the paralyzing poison, and then I have the Rolo form.
So you've named one of them, and you practically just described the other 2.
Yes.
You haven't thought of a name for 2 of them.
Working on it. Those 2 came about first, too, by the way. But yeah.
I'm aware.
25, 50 pounds of that root.
Not pounds, units.
Pounds.
Jesus.
Oh,
Not how it works.
I'm also the one with the bag of holding. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
and I just think I could put bodies in it. So I got like a graveyard. Oh, and
You can put bodies in your bag of holding?
He has
If
to
you drop-
dislocate the shoulders, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
also on. Is that other belt homebrewed?
Yes.
It's also on a homebrewed belt that any container or any that is attached to the belt, it triples the size.
Okay.
1,500 square foot. Is that right? 1,500 square foot bag of holding space.
I was like, we barely fit a halfling in our bag of holding.
Be more imaginative.
Yeah, I put a werewolf in mine.
No, we tried. Our DM just flat out told us no.
I tore his shoulders off.
Oh, Will is a huge rule of cool guy. So if you can find a way to explain it to him where he's like, that could work, he's going to let us do it.
Oh.
Will I also make you deal with the consequences of that? I certainly hope.
Oh, 100%.
So how many bodies do you have in your bag of holding?
Oh no, I just emptied them to the guards. I don't think there's any in there right now.
Well, you did kill 4 people, and you had 4 bodies in there, and then you put those on the guard table, and then you put a werewolf in there, and then you put the werewolf in an innocent, unconscious woman's room.
Yep, sounds about right.
That did happen. That did happen.
So, I don't think there are any corpses in there at the moment.
No, I didn't get to go over to the Yeti.
Okay, the Yeti is definitely pushing it.
Oh, I will.
That's not gonna work, homie.
I will dismember every single bit.
If Vance is 15 feet tall.
It's only 4 feet tall when you take his legs off.
Personal at all.
They have long bodies.
My word.
Put a giant.
You're gonna go get a hatchet. That way, next time you need to hack up a body, you just have that on hand. Just
Make a bone saw.
I mean, I do have a semi-lightsaber butterfly knife.
Yeah,
But it only
cut
does
through
psychic.
things?
not a lightsaber.
I know. I want a lightsaber. You should give me a lightsaber.
I should not.
You should. What better tool for a rogue than a lightsaber? It's a blowtorch and a dagger in one.
You want a blowtorch? And how did it become a blowtorch?
A lightsaber.
Oh, blowtorch.
Yeah.
I was thinking blowpipe. I was like, what?
That'd be interesting. We can discuss that later.
No, we can't.
I need a thing for all the drugs I've been buying. No pot of kingpin.
Alfie has you for that.
Oh, you do have a long pipe.
Yes. I have a big old Gandalf pipe.
Yeah. Definitely put some crack in that.
Please no. Why would you do that?
What is wrong with you?
Do you have like an actual list of drugs that you want to try to make in game?
This never crossed my mind until he said I had a bag of shrooms. Like none of that crossed my mind until he was just like, "You have a bag of shrooms." I'm like, "Are they hallucinative shrooms?" And he's like, "I don't know. Try one." So I got that one guy to try one. It definitely was. He got his teeth knocked out.
Oh.
Yeah.
NPCs. What was his name? Rob, what was that? What was that NPC's name?
I definitely remember.
Let me.
I don't
his name
remember.
wrote down in here. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I even wrote down got his ass kicked.
Well, I gotta go back, way back, boys.
Yeah, that was I don't remember it. I don't remember the one chick that was the she-wolf running around.
It was Pete.
People.
Pete! Oh, how do we forget Pete?
Yeah, poor Pete.
I think you would have to care about him before you could worry about forgetting him.
Excellent source of entertainment.
Yeah.
I also had a ferret that I burnt up.
I like you say that casually if you look at your nails. Like, I burned a ferret to death.
So he gave me a ferret belt that I could just like kind of just. I'm trying not to
Wake it up.
wake it up.
Just
Yeah,
wake it
wake
up.
it up. And
It's called scruffing it like you do a cat.
I was gonna say whip it up.
Oh my god.
But it gave me sneak attack because he was an ally, and without realizing that he was in my awesomely made pocket that I put in my cloak, I pulled my Girl Scout badge for Fireball, and yeah, the ferret kind of didn't make it because I pulled it like 5 feet away from the guy. So
Oh, there was no save or fail for this ferret. It had 2 hit points.
yeah, no,
What do you want?
It
Was the ferret on the fireball?
he was
like-
in my cloak, but I was in the Fireball.
Oh.
Because if I would have moved away, right, he would have got an attack of opportunity, and I wouldn't have got to
Gee,
do it.
who would have gotten attack of opportunity?
Oh well,
Yeah. Why were you fighting Captain Cobalt?
because he was a douche.
I think it was because you broke into his cabin and just tried to murder him.
That's what I did.
No, an assassin has a target that they're going to be monetarily compensated for killing.
Yeah, I was compensating myself. I put out the hit.
That's called murder.
That's called.
I was compensating myself.
With good feelings.
He stole money from me.
Factually incorrect.
Factually correct.
I'm a little more concerned now, like when you said that you're becoming more like your character.
Not that much. Not that much.
Next time you get an Amber Alert, you're gonna see Bryn's mugshot on it.
This is the suspect.
Amber Alert.
Yep.
You
No, that's a blue alert.
Oh, is that what that was the other day?
Yes.
I got one of those. I was like, what the fuck
That-
is a blue alert?
There was 2 people that are wanted for first-degree murder that are running around. That's what that's for. Amber alerts are for kidnapping children.
I'm glad I don't live in y'all state. There's just a couple people who are committed first-degree murder. They're just wandering around.
Well, I mean, they escaped custody. I mean, it wasn't just like they were let go, and they were like, "Oh man, oops, alert!" Like,
Oh man, we really fucked up.
Oops.
Tell somebody about this.
Speaking of, did they ever catch those guys?
I don't watch the news.
I don't either, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
I haven't got another alert.
Maybe they got them.
They could at least give us an all clear alert. Just saying.
Nah, dude. Live in a state of constant panic and fear.
Yeah.
Real?
Not the place.
I was like, I think I need them to keep a little bit better track of like inmates here, because my school is like right next to like a death row prison.
Why would they do that?
And you're making comments about our state?
They haven't escaped. They haven't escaped is the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, if one escapes from yours, you're in trouble. Like,
But I've looked it up, and actually most people who are on death row in Texas are on it for like killing officers, not because they committed like crazy crimes. It's like, oh, you happen to kill an officer when you were escaped, so you get death row.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Confirmed.
There was like 2 where it was like, oh yeah, these are just absolutely heinous crimes. You deserve to die, sir.
Everybody else just I was just trying to run away and I accidentally hit one with my car.
Yeah. Or like you got to shoot out with the police and...
Not in D&D wise, because my character would be dead instantly. But in real life, I do believe for an eye for an eye. So, like...
You would be dead multiple times over.
So many times.
Yeah, it'd be bad.
Yeah, you don't have enough diamonds that I've stolen for you to bring me back that many times.
I do not.
But it's wild. I think that's all the questions that I've had prepared for y'all.
Okay.
This was an absolute pleasure. This was...
An experience.
I thought this was gonna go well, but this is y'all have me laughing so much.
Got the Rolo.
Well, that's our main goal for the entire podcast, is to give you some really great stories, but at the same time make you laugh the entire way through telling those stories. So if we're accomplishing that, then we're doing what we set out for. Also, I love how like y'all been in your sessions, you know what happened, but from an outside perspective, just hearing, yeah, the horse got shot with a cannon. I lit the ferret on fire.
I love how both of those were referencing me.
Out of context, you get confused if we're talking about our sessions for sure.
Oh my god! But it's just so casual. Like y'all have the context, and it's like, yep, another day, another session. I'm like, excuse me, sir.
Another vendetta.
Yep. The list goes on.
Listen, if our FBI agents ever see our Discord and it's just like, yeah, I totally killed that guy, just assume it was about D&D.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, if he goes look at our Discord now, it's just like a whole bunch of paragraphs of me trying to defend why I tried to kill this guy.
Really? It was self-defense.
Yeah.
It's all like, defendant court case right there. Like,
Oh my goodness. I'm like, I've tried to like argue with my DM because I'm like a criminal justice minor. I'm a forensics major, so I'm like, but wouldn't I know if the body did this?
Yeah.
He's like, the investigation check wasn't high enough, and I was like,
I mean, I have tried to pull logic into this so many times, it doesn't work.
The problem with that is that it's Bryn logic.
It's actual logic. I want you to explain to me how I get disadvantaged at shooting a gun 5 feet away from somebody.
I never understood that. I'm
Yeah,
like, it's just an easier target. They're on the ground staying still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a balancing thing.
Staying still part. I can't defend that one. Why you would get disadvantaged on a range attack against somebody who's prone when you're standing over them with a loaded gun. Can't defend that. I'd throw that out the window. But as far as there's a dude with a fucking sword on my ass trying to stab me, I want to shoot him, he's gonna try to stop you from shooting him.
So I uncanny dodge to the side, put the gun to his
That's
chin.
not how uncanny dodge works!
Gun to his chin. Right. He's done.
Maybe we should end this right here. Before...
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Oh, this has been an absolute joy and a pleasure.
Well, we were
sit down
just happy
talking
you
with y'all.
guys brought us on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you for making time out of your day to come and let me pester you with a couple questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Share your experience. Y'all make sure you go check them out. Check them out on Twitter. SAS_pod, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Look them up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the good places. All the
places.
And we'll see you next time.
All right. Goodbye.